It's your boy Doug, and it's now April 28th, the day after Talladega. Back on the grind. I'm back in Hogansville, like I mentioned in my previous log. Last time y'all saw me grinding, another happy customer. But now I've got a customer in Social Circle, Georgia, just outside of Monroe, Georgia. He's got a refrigerator leaking water. Get him a car. Punk ass. With his punk ass. Damn, this thing's slow. My phone has been slow. All right, guys, 19 more days before the big day. Everybody's calling me about my uncle Willie, may he rest in peace, on how his illegitimate biological child did the family dirty. How the moment that the hospital claimed him legally deceased, he secretly had my uncle cremated and left town with the remains. Ain't that evil? Evil little nigga, man. And so now my family's having a memorial service without any remains whatsoever. He's an evil little son. He was the last one left. Uncle Willie's entire family is deceased. And the only person biologically left was his son from a jump off. And it's his dad, so he must have found the policy and cremated him and got ghosts and just left my uncle's brothers and sisters bewildered by not allowing them to say goodbye to their brother. I guess that's his way of getting revenge. But revenge is depending on how you view it. If it's ill will revenge, it has a way of coming back to get you. So all he has is his sister and his mother. So God bless them all. All I can say is that, hey, it's his dad. He can do what he wants. I just thought what he did and the way he did it, not allowing his dad, brothers and sisters to say goodbye the traditional way. He just gave them the finger. I think that was just totally disrespectful. He was totally disrespectful while he was here. He smiled in your face and then talk behind you in the back. He's a weak. That's weak. He's a weak. He's so weak. He still stay in the house he born in. That's how weak he is. And he's a maid at the Ritz-Carlton in Manhattan. His name's Derek. So if you ever go to the Ritz-Carlton, the male maid is my illegitimate biological first cousin. So that's what everybody's talking to me about, like I got something to do with it. But hey, how about that move Donald Trump pulled last night, though? Donald Trump caught some illegal. He aliens last night in the club with a bottle full of bug. Donald Trump broke up in the club last night and deported some of them motherfuckers. Did y'all see it on the news? They broke the front door in. They was in there, bottle full of bug, you know that music. They was in there jamming. They were jamming so hard. Then next thing you know, boom! The windows fell out, and the ICE team came in and rounded them motherfuckers up. Donald Trump is not playing. He's deporting you, whether you're in the club, whether you're in the hospital, whether you're at work, whether you're in school. He's locking up judges. My boy is not playing. And he don't care what y'all do, because he's not running again. Do anything you want. He get ready to clean this motherfucker up. He's finding money going to 369-year-old people, Social Security checks. 200-year-old people, 100-year-old people getting Social Security checks. A 9-month-old kid was getting a Social Security check. One guy he found was he had either 200,000 or 300,000 Social Security numbers. Cleaning this shit up. If you hate Donald Trump at this point in your life, you're not only a hater, you're a traitor, and you should leave the country. You shouldn't be here, because he's putting us first. And if you don't understand what that means, then you need to leave. You need to go to these very countries that's screwing us. Donald Trump been saying it since the Oprah Winfrey show that we being screwed. And now that he cut the screwing off, y'all call him all kind of names, but all he doing is make sure we come first. He cut the bullshit out. Donald Trump cut the bullshit out. No goddamn. All right, Social Circle. Like I said, 19 more days. I'll be a married man again. Ladies, I'm off the market. Sorry you never had a chance, but I thought I was going to be single again, but you know, God had different plans for me. I was going to get out there, start lying, telling lies, and flipping chicks, but it's not me no more. Back in my day, I averaged 2.5 women. When I gained one, I averaged at least 2.5 women. I dropped one, I gained one. Dropped one, I gained one. Okay, I'm just sitting there watching this. Wow. I was so busy talking to y'all, I ain't even see him. He's sitting in the woods facing us. Darn, my boy, desperate. Let me put my shit in the right speed limit. 85 North and Noonan County. Down here, before you come into Atlanta. Oh, motherfuckers, it's hot. Let me let y'all see. They ain't playing out here. I ain't even see him. I was so busy talking to y'all. And I'm gonna let it be. I ain't trying to get no ticket. Figure deal.
So this video is only for my fellow Georgia residents. If you haven't seen this yet, basically anyone who lives in a Georgia zip code can now apply to reduce their auto insurance rate significantly by up to 80%, and it's completely free to do this. The only catch is that you have to have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years. With that,
Fucking stupid, man.
You buckle up.
President Trump is coming up on 100 days in office. Tomorrow is that day, and the administration is touting their success with locking down the border.
So as it comes as more than 100 illegal immigrants were arrested in a massive raid in Colorado last night. Doug Lezater has the details from Washington. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning. Yeah, that was something else. In the run-up to tomorrow's 100-day mark, the administration is hitting border security very hard, one of the president's strongest issues, and that follows this dramatic raid over the weekend in Colorado Springs.
To the structure. Exit the structure with your hands up.
Busted their ass in the club.
Yay. According to the DEA, more than 100 illegal immigrants were detained, as well as at least a dozen active duty U.S. service members, some of whom were said to be working security. The club was said to be linked to gang members from Tren de Aragua and MS-13. We are likely to hear more about this morning. Here's a post on X from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. This week officially marks 100 days of promises made and promises kept by President Trump, kicking off the week with a press briefing bright and early at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. That is this morning, with border czar Tom Homan. Tune in. Now, a new Fox News poll shows that border security may be the president's strongest issue, with 55% of registered voters approving of his actions. And as he returned to Washington last night, the president spoke of the recent arrests of two judges, one in New Mexico, accused of harboring an illegal immigrant and suspected gang member, and the other in Wisconsin, accused of obstructing federal agents who were trying to apprehend another illegal immigrant.
That's very dangerous territory, and we have to be able to do what I ran on. I ran on a campaign of taking criminals out of our country, murderers, drug dealers. We have to be allowed to do it, otherwise we're not going to have a country any longer.
And tomorrow the president will head to Michigan to mark his first 100 days of this second term. You know, Michigan is also the state where he's done closing arguments in his last three presidential campaigns. So Lawrence and Ainsley, we'll send it back to you. And I feel like you're on Capitol Hill. If I yell loud enough, Brian will hear me at the White House.
Go ahead. I heard you clear, Doug, from here and from this ear too.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks.
So apparently this was an illegal underground nightclub where that raid happened, where the 100 plus illegals were arrested. It was part of an investigation into drug trafficking, prostitution, and violent crimes. And Donald Trump is right. We have to be able to do this in order to clean up our country and get the illegals out, people who are dangerous.
So they've been sitting on this place for months now. This is undercover operations. They did buys from these guys. They've seen the prostitution in place there. And you got to just think, this is what Democrats are defending when they don't want the president to go after these criminal migrants. This is an underground network, drugs going through our country through this underground club, and prostitutes as well, Brian.
Yeah, so let's, Tom Homan has been one of the most successful members of the Trump administration over the first 15 weeks as we start our 15th week. This is another example of it. They're just moving on all cylinders. And now in the Wall Street Journal today, part of the reason is these sanctuary cities within sometimes sanctuary states. In the Wall Street Journal today, Caroline Leavitt has directed us to there's now going to be a nationwide list of sanctuary cities, at which time the president's going to look to hold money back from them to get their attention. But the courts keep jumping in and protecting the sanctuary cities, meaning because fundamentally a lot of these judges in cities tend to be appointed by blue presidents, and therefore they keep siding with the illegal immigrant. Here's Tom Homan.
I think we'll win in court, but President Trump is right. Why would we keep funding a city that arrests an illegal alien over and over and over again, costing taxpayers not only crime in their neighborhood, but cost the police departments, law enforcement agencies time and court costs and law enforcement costs and all the costs associated with enforcing criminal law. If you don't want to help us, stand aside, but we'll win this in the long run. Sanctuary cities are going to continue to be sued, plus we're going to continue taking their federal money. When this gets to the appellate court, I think we'll win it.
Brian, I know you're going to be interviewing the Attorney General that's going to be coming up at 7:45 a.m. I'm interested to see the next phase of these judges as well, because they're clearly resisting. You can't allow criminals to go out the back of the door. I worked for 2 judges when I worked in a juvenile court. The thought of a judge even doing this,
supporting that,
or any officer of the court thinking that's okay. They did this twice during Trump's first term. There was a Massachusetts judge that let someone out, and there was a California judge back in 2017 that let someone out the back door as well. I think that's why that judge thought she was going to get away with it, but not under this new administration's watch.
Yeah, and Brian and Lawrence, Congress is coming back from that 2-week recess today, and you had a bizarre appearance from Hakeem Jeffries, who's from New York. He's a Democrat. He's the House Minority Leader. And then Cory Booker, who's the senator from New Jersey, also a Democrat. They sat on the Capitol steps for more than 12 hours protesting Donald Trump's budget plan because Congress is coming back. They're going to be working on this legislation to try to implement Donald Trump's priorities, which are border, defense, energy, taxes. Their goal is to get it to the president's desk by Memorial Day. So they sit there and they talked. They had other Congress members come up and speak as well, and they also sang. It was very bizarre. And this was after Cory Booker did that 25-hour speech on the Senate floor in protest of Donald Trump's policies.
Here's a little bit of it.
You work hard and play by the rules. Here in America, the wealthiest country in the history of the world, you should be able to live a comfortable life. Instead of leaning into that vision of bringing the American dream to life, this Republican budget is actually doing the exact opposite.
And so when we're talking about on that chopping block includes things like SNAP. So don't tell me you believe in MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, and then cut the funding that gets people access to the healthy, fresh food.
And if we build this world from love, yada-da-da-da, yada-da-da, then God will build this world from love.
It's unbelievable.
Brian?
Did he write that? I mean, that was terrible. If there's anybody that should rethink anything, did he not know we were taping this?
Yeah.
But I just don't get. I don't get Senator Cory Booker. I mean, I don't understand what he's doing with the 25 hours. I don't understand what the sit-in's supposed to be. I know they're looking on awkwardly, saying, "Oh my goodness, am I in this shot?" Yes, it is. We didn't zoom up close. Yes, everybody's in the shot, pounding their knee, even though that doesn't keep beat with anything I can remember. But you know, Hakeem Jeffries went on to say something that was totally irresponsible. By the way. He says, he's describing the new beautiful bill. He says, it reminds me of a letter Ulysses S. Grant was said to have sent at the start of the Civil War. What Grant said is, there are 2 parties, America now, patriots and traitors. And the Democrats, I assume, are thinking that Republicans should be looked at as traitors because, I don't know, they won an election and want to put forth legislation. So, I mean, how about being responsible? That's something he must have thought out. You don't just pull out that quote out of the blue. He wanted to say that. He wants to give an image of a civil war. Totally irresponsible. By the way, his whole party is in the middle of a civil war because you got the left wing out there with pretty big crowds, 30,000 plus, in some of the some red states. Okay, talking about socialism. Good luck with that. Then you have Elissa Slotkin of Michigan, who name-checked Trump many times in a good way in order to just edge out and get that Senate seat over Mike Rogers, said this. Among the other ideas that she has, she said Slotkin proposes a Democratic shadow cabinet made up of ranking members of congressional committees to aggressively bracket Trump's own cabinet. Her strategy also focused on language and tone. She said Democrats should stop using the term oligarchy, a phrase she says doesn't resonate beyond coastal institutions, and just says the party opposes kings. So a shadow government, really? Civil war? What's going on here?
So there's 2 prongs to this. First, I look at them sitting on the Capitol steps. I'm just like, what are you doing? You lack swagger. No one finds that relatable. Also, they're doing a sit-in. That was done during the civil rights movement? Are they saying that that's the type of period of time? To go to your point, Brian, the Civil War, civil rights movement, I don't think that's relatable to the American. Why can't you present just good ideas, things that the American people would resonate with? Instead, they're doing this clowny thing, singing on the Capitol steps. They're not going to the American people, talking to them about what they want to offer better, Ainsley.
Well, AOC and Bernie Sanders are traveling around the country, and they are on this oligarchy tour. And I don't think she's wrong in saying that Democrats probably don't understand that term. They need to change the tone and change the term. But Bernie Sanders says, he was asked about it on one of the Sunday shows, and he says, Americans are not quite as dumb as she thinks. We can use oligarchy. We don't have to use the word kings. Listen to this.
Well, geez, we had 36,000 people out in Los Angeles, 34,000 people in Colorado. We had 30,000 people in Folsom, California, which is kind of a rural area. I think the American people are not quite as dumb as Ms. Slotkin thinks they are. I think they understand very well. When the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 90%, when big money interests are able to control both political parties, they are living in an oligarchy. And these are precisely the issues that have got to be talked about.
It's not a crime.
You know, Brian, what's interesting is over the weekend, we're going to play this soundbite coming up of Chuck Schumer. He's now using the word king. Donald Trump thinks he's a king. So maybe he is listening to Slotkin.
It drives me crazy, and you guys know this. When we watch the anti-Semitism range at these prestigious universities, I looked at the highest ranking Jewish person in American history in politics. Senator Chuck Schumer was silent. Then he puts out a book fighting against anti-Semitism and sits silently the whole time. Then we have a new election, and President Trump comes in, and he's going to fight anti-Semitism. And he's going to say, the only way I can get your attention is to affect your money, your grants, because you weren't paying attention before. You don't want cops on campus. You're just ignoring there's only one school of thought there. So I'm going to look at your 501c3s. I'm going to examine who these foreign students are that are coming into your college. I'm going to look at what these other countries are getting in return for the huge grants they're giving. And instead of Chuck Schumer saying, man, this is one weird time in which I can get behind Trump, he thinks Trump is out of control and acts like a king. Listen to this.
He is going after these universities like he's going after judges, like he's going after law firms, like he's going after the media, because he just doesn't believe in democracy. He thinks he's king, as he said. He is using anti-Semitism, and it's appropriate to go after specific incidents of anti-Semitism as a pretext to hurt these great universities. It's going to hurt every American. It's going to hurt the kids at the universities who've had nothing to do with protesting. So we sent him a very strong letter just the other day, asking 8 very strong questions about why this isn't just a pretext.
Oh, yeah, a big, strong letter. That's really going to push the president to do something different. Where was the strong letter to all of these college campuses that I went to that were blocking Jews from going to class? Where was the letter to Columbia when they barricaded people of the janitorial staff and wouldn't let them go? There was no criminal prosecution of those people, by the way. What was the letter to the universities when I went there and they said October 7th didn't even happen? That was all made up. There was no letters. And when there was hearings of this magnitude, it was only the Republicans that questioned them, not the highest ranking Jewish member of Congress.
They're demanding to know why he's cutting the funds. They don't know. They don't see the video.
Right.
They don't see anti-Semitic students taking over buildings and preventing people from walking to class.
Look at this.
At these Ivy League. They don't see this video. I mean, Donald Trump is just saying no more DEI, no more anti-Semitism, no more masks at these protests, and stop hiring teachers that are activists. That seems pretty like common sense, right, Brian?
And Ainsley, it's been 2 years. And this has been happening for 2 years, and it happened in Yale. Lawrence, I'm sure you've been tracking it. It happened at Yale on Wednesday, and Columbia management was, the brass was panicked because there was a plan for another sit-in encampment at Columbia on Friday, and I think they had to put out a threatening letter to kind of show Donald Trump, we need our $400 million back. We are doing what you asked us to do. I also was struck by Randy Fine, who's a Jewish lawmaker who replaced Michael Waltz in Florida. He says he went to Harvard and 20% of the campus was Jewish. Now it's down to 5%.
Wow.
He said Harvard changed around his life, but what he sees now, he doesn't recognize. And Dr. Jordan Peterson, who used to teach at these schools, was almost mad at me this weekend when I asked him, is he surprised about the rise of anti-Semitism? Listen.
I don't understand why it caught anyone by surprise. The campuses have been hotbeds of staged protest for 4 generations. And they've been radically leftist in their protest orientation. And anyone who cries victim generates protests. So this is being set up purposefully for 60 years. And it's become particularly monstrous in the aftermath of October 7th, but it shouldn't take anyone by surprise that universities are run by radical leftist types, which isn't even really the right way to characterize it. They're run by narcissists who think that the right way to change the world is to protest, and violently if necessary. And they've been subsidized for years, not least by the federal government.
It's true.
Brian?
What do you say about that? He said the same thing. I wasn't welcome there. He had to leave. Niall Ferguson, conservative, Hoover Institute, wasn't welcome there. I decided to move on. That's why they formed things like the University of Austin in Texas. But they're not ideological campuses where you can put your kids there and they learn, but they're not indoctrinated. And I don't know how many of those kids go indoctrinated, go in with that mindset, but they certainly leave with it. And I think the most important thing to point out is, at Yale, it was led still today by the faculty. They know that Yale's about to be cracked down on by this administration here at the White House, and they don't care. As if the faculty says, bring it on. We're proud of being anti-Semitic. We're proud of being anti-conservative. We're proud of being anti-West. So this is what it means. It's not just, well, anti-Semitism has been around for thousands of years, and that doesn't make it acceptable, but it's anti-American too. And they don't teach American history. And I'll tell you, I asked John McWhorter, who's a professor at Columbia, and I said, he was there on my radio show for another book, and I just said, what is your take from the faculty? He goes, basically, I think the majority of the faculty think Israel was a mistake and never should have been made a country in the after World War II.
Yeah, actually, I covered it for years when I ran campus reform, and I don't think there's any fixing it. I don't think we should give them the money at all. I think the president should just make it. Don't even give them the opportunity to change, because then they're just going to go into shadows and try to teach it under the table. I don't think they should get any federal fundings. They have huge endowments. We should just put an end to it.
Yeah, I mean, I look at these college campuses, and we all went to college. That's not what my campus looked like. Like, what happened to just getting a good education, maybe going to a few football games and some baseball games or soccer games or whatever? That was college for us. It wasn't you're scared to go to class because you have to walk through that mob. I mean, we saw people with fires and signs preventing people from walking around their campus. College shouldn't look like that. And these Ivy League universities, they don't need to focus so much on protesting, just giving these students a good education.
That's right.
Anyway,
can I just add my one thing? Out of everything that happened over the first 100 days of the Trump administration, I think this has been the most heartening, because I never thought we'd have the Ivies looked at like this. But their abhorrent behavior, I didn't know how they were going to approach it. They approached it full force. Bring it on. Let's expose exactly what you're about. But go ahead, Ainsley. I know you want to toss to Carly because she likes you better anyway.
Why don't we all do it together?
How can you pick between three wonderful people? I simply will
Carly.
not. All right, we do have some
finally
more
in a good mood, Lauren.
Wait, Carly, did you see what he just did? He's asking me to toss to you, but yet he tossed to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll take anybody tossing to me. Why not? Let's get it going. We do have some more news to get to, starting with that Fox News alert. At least one person is dead and at least a dozen others hurt after a ferry boat crash in Florida. It's embarrassing.
Dirty.
Himself and his father.
Put it this way.
Yeah.
I mean, that just shows how clueless people are. I mean, I am now a Shedeur Sanders fan because of what he went through. I don't know what happened in his in those interviews that he went through, and I guess he didn't do as well. But to see him go all the way to the 5th round and then have to suffer that humiliation on the prank, he's got a lot of talent. Might not be, the greatest quarterback of all time, but he's certainly not a 5th round draft pick. So And to have to endure that's absolutely awful. And how embarrassed. That's the former coach of the Jets. How embarrassing that is for the family. To think that this guy think that was funny. He took the number from the team's phone because everyone's got a way to call these guys directly before they get drafted. He said Shedeur knew no one else had his number. So he thought it had to be legitimate. Just awful.
Well, he knew, Brian, because he got a special phone and a new number just for the coaches. So he knew it had to be someone with inside the organization for one of the teams.
Okay, the guy's 21 years old. What he did was wrong. He's asked for forgiveness. He has reached out to Shedeur. He even said, I didn't mean to take away one of your greatest moments in your life. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I made a tremendous mistake. We all used to call prank calls, right, when we were growing up. This guy should have known not to do this.
This is a different
asked for
one.
Forgiveness. And look, the guy's probably going through, this is the worst moment of his life. His parents are probably very worried about him. He's embarrassed his dad, his family. But I think he asked for forgiveness, and hopefully Shedeur, the best revenge would be him just to be the most amazing player. And hopefully we can all just wish him the best and hope he does a tremendous job.
Well, I'll tell you, he's going to have a hard time even making the team with Cleveland. They got so many quarterbacks, so it seems to be the owner's pick. But I hear you, Ainsley. I just do think that it's emblematic. It's an example, emblematic of what so many people don't understand. They hop on the internet and they think they can just get some clicks, and they don't understand there's people on the other side.
He's definitely learned his lesson. All right. The left seemingly finding its new cause. The judge arrested and accused of protecting an illegal immigrant charged with battery.
And with a message for the FBI, for the DOJ, for President Trump himself. And that message is, drop the charges, stop the raids, stop the deportations.
No. Protests in Milwaukee after arrest of a Wisconsin judge accused of helping an illegal immigrant evade ICE agents who had come to her courtroom to try to pick him up. Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett joins us now. And just to look at these protests, I gotta laugh. What do you mean stop the raids, stop the deportations? This is federal law.
Yeah, of course, Lawrence. And, the protesters were marching and chanting in their own liberal echo chamber. Their words tend to bounce off the bubble they live in. I'm not sure it affects anybody else. And I suspect these are the same people who, in the past, screamed that a president is not above the law, meaning Donald Trump. But apparently they now think that judges are above the law. Some of the placards hailed Judge Hannah Duggan as a hero. Well, I've got news for them. There's nothing heroic about breaking the law. She's charged with obstruction and concealment, aiding and abetting an illegal alien escape arrest outside a non-public door out onto the street where he sprints and a chase ensued. And, that risked harm to citizens and law enforcement. Fortunately, nobody was injured. The law here is very plain and clear. There are scores of witnesses who incriminate the judge, and frankly, I don't see any viable defense, but of course she's presumed innocent and she'll have her day in court, Lawrence.
Greg, it's deeper than just the offense of letting him out. We got to talk about who we're letting out. He was in court and charged with 3 counts of battery, domestic abuse, infliction of physical pain or injury. He was issued an order of expedited removal by Border Patrol in 2013. He was removed to Mexico, and no evidence sought or obtained permission to return to the U.S. So he had already been deported. He re-entered into the country, had another deportation order, and he committed domestic violence. But you have women out there cheering for what the judge did.
Yeah, I think they're oblivious and obtuse, those protesters. They just don't get it. And neither do judges, Lawrence. They tend to delude themselves into thinking that their lofty position somehow absolves or insulates them. It doesn't. That's a mistaken belief. Like everybody else, judges have to follow the law. They're sworn to uphold the law. But there's a trend here that you've probably noticed. Sanctuary cities have now morphed into rogue sanctuary judges. These sanctuary policies encourage judges to do the kinds of things that Judge Hanna has done, and the judge in New Mexico as well. And, they do this at their own peril, Lawrence.
I mean, we can't have cities in different states just deciding that they're not going to follow federal law. Just that plain and simple. We have a supremacy clause for a reason. Great analysis as usual, Greg. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks.
So President Trump is about to hit his 100th day in office. Could it be this week that his team secures a peace deal with Ukraine?
So tomorrow is President Trump's 100th day in office as he starts his 15th week. As Russia continues to strike Ukraine, Secretary of State Marco Rubio says this week will be critical for the negotiations.
I think this is going to be a very critical week. This week is going to be a really important week in which we have to make a determination about whether this is an endeavor that we want to continue to be involved in, or if it's time to sort of focus on some other issues that are equally, if not more important in some cases.
So here we go. Assistant to the President and White House Deputy Chief of Staff James Blair joins us now. James, great to see you.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it. I think we should talk about some of that iconic shot at St. Peter's. President of the United States goes to the funeral of the Pope, and then at one moment decides this would be a good time to talk. It's an idea of what led to this and an idea of what was accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously leading up to it, the Ukrainians have been reaching out. We've had ongoing conversations. There was a desire, which I think President Zelensky expressed publicly, to have a pull-aside meeting there in Rome. And what came out of it was progress. Obviously, the president feels like we are making progress, but he's been frustrated at both sides, which he's made clear. He said over the weekend that the Ukrainians should have signed the deal with us weeks ago, and he wants them to hurry up and get that done. And Putin, he is very displeased with the attacks on civilian areas last week, and he's put on the table increasing sanctions, secondary tariffs on oil, whatever it takes to make sure that they hurry up and get to the table and create peace.
What about providing patriots and more arms to Ukraine? I know that's what Zelensky asked for.
Look, I don't have any news to break on that, but obviously we've provided a lot already. What's most important is that they get to the table and hurry up and make this deal quickly.
Do you think that is the president angry that Putin might be playing him? Does he feel deceived that indeed might be his agenda?
Well, look, he put out a statement, I think 2 days ago on His Truth, where he said he does not want to be tapped along. He won't accept it. He's displeased, again, with the attacks on civilian areas, and the president said it makes him feel like maybe he doesn't want peace as badly as he says he does, and the president's not going to stand for that. If that means increasing sanctions, he's obviously put that on the table.
Steve Witkoff was optimistic. The president is neither is Marco Rubio. How do you deal with both those schools of thought?
Well, remember, stripper arms are not like regular women's arms. They do not know how to touch you delicately. That don't sound right. Delicately.
That boy needs to call tech support. He needs to call customer service.
Delicately. I'm a stupid. Is that right? Delicately. They don't know how to touch you delicately. Almost had it. Delicately. 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 That's the word I'm looking for. Delicately. What else talking about? One thing about
Yo, the messed up part is it sounded like he was about to cook. He was about to say some real shit.
It's something that everybody already know, but don't nobody really want to talk about. When men say they like big girls, they are not talking about bitches that shape like me. There's been plenty of times where I be on a dating app and they be, oh, BBW this, BBW that, and you'll meet up with these men and then they'll be looking at you like, ugh, like, You wasn't the one that I was talking about, but I guess if you like big girls, baby, you like all kind of big girls. That means you like the big girl that our stomach is bigger than our ass. You know what I'm saying? Or it might be the same size. That means you like big girls with the big ass backs. That means you like big girls with the rolls in the front and the back. But no, you don't like big girls. You like bigger women that have littler stomach with everything else be big as.
I think BBW does mean a big woman that got some shape. When I think about BBW, that's what I think of. Now, I know they got the other phrase POG, right? Y'all know what POG is. And then they have another B, it's like B, I think it's 2 W's. But I'm not sure what that means. And I think that goes for women like her. There is an audience for everybody. I want you to understand that. So just how you might not fit in the category of BBW, trust me, you fit in another category. It's a man out here that'll treat you like Cinderella. If your stomach stick out farther than your booty do, it don't matter, he's still gonna be into you.
Yeah, tell me why I'm hanging out with my baby's daddy's girlfriend, the one that he's cheating on me with, and he don't even know that. But y'all stay tuned, story time. And I know y'all wondering, like, how did I know that this is the girl that he's cheating on me with? Well, one day I asked to use her phone because I needed him to come pick me up from work. So I asked because my phone had went dead. So I asked her, can I use her phone? She gives me the phone. I'm putting my man number in her phone and it pops up like daddy. I'm like, daddy? Like, hold up. So I goes to the messages and shit like that. Y'all, these motherfuckers done went out of town together. You know what I'm saying? He done bought her gifts. Was on with her for New Year's, talking about he was at his mama's house, he was with her, like they got pictures together and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't say nothing, and guess what? The bitch still don't know that I know. So I've been doing this shit for about like a month now. I've been doing this shit for about like a month now. So he been messing with this since I've been working there. Way before.
Alright, so technically, even though you upset that she's messing with your man, the fact that you all in her face, that means that she don't know you. There's a possibility that she does not know that he have a girl. I feel as though your anger should be directed more towards him instead of taking her on this wild goose chase.
I even started working there. He hasn't been messing with her ass. Say hey.
Gang, gang. Can we say that man has a type? If your stomach stick out farther than your booty do, it don't matter, he's still gonna be into you.
For real. Gang, gang. We had fun today, girl, didn't we? We sure did. So this the thing right here.
Y'all look damn that light.
Oh, that's cute. You gonna have to guess how many candies in this jar. You want to take it. We're the best of friends. This one.
That is a dangerous game you play. Sometimes we be underestimating the patience that women have, because I don't think there's any dudes out here that could befriend the guy that their girl is cheating on them with. But I have a situation. My man was messing with this young lady. He found out she was cheating on him with this other guy, but they both basically found out that she was, playing the both of them. And they got on the phone, they spoke for they speaking for like 3 hours, bro. And they clarified certain things, like, yo, when she was over here, she was with you? Dude was like, yeah. So that means that when she was saying she was doing this, she was with you. I think Shorty stole one of my man's jackets and gave it to the other dude as a birthday gift, bro. It was... Anyway, they made this whole pact to expose this bitch, right? And then a few months down the line, my man's forgive her. I don't know why. And he's still talking to her and shit like that. And he goes through her phone, and it turns out the other nigga forgave her too. And they still be talking. Like, I'm on the outside looking at the situation like, y'all spent all these hours cursing her and saying all this wild shit about her, but neither one of y'all could leave her alone. And now, y'all pretty much got beef because both of y'all then found out that y'all couldn't leave her alone.
Called me on a day. Since this guy didn't want to mention about paying for my bill, I'm gonna come and don't mention that I'm pregnant. I look like a good mama, can't I? Anyways, he's 2 minutes away. Put my jacket on, walk in. I'm doing the pregnant walk. I got a little list.
She went on a date and faked that she was pregnant. Why would you do that? Seriously, why would you do that?
Anyways, here's my date. On our way to Brixton, Blue's Kitchen. Can't lie, the ride to the destination was very silent. He was on the phone speaking Portuguese. Kept saying something like puta. I don't know what puta is. Anyways, we arrive at Blue Kitchen. It's now 8:30 and I'm craving food. A couple of people were staring at us, I can't lie. I ordered a zombie drink, but I told him it was a mocktail. Here comes the starters. Oof, can't lie, he did question me, but this guy never mentioned about paying my bill. I took one of his chicken wings and downing another drink. I told him it was a mocktail. Here comes the mains. Ordered a big boy steak and chips and some macaroni. I made up some story how my baby dad is in jail for theft for smart whips. He believed it, typical black guy. He wasn't really engaging conversation with me, so that must have meant that felt awkward. Luckily, I could eat bears and just lay it off and say that it was the cravings. It comes to dessert, a nice banana cheesecake. This was really nice. I obviously did finish that, and surprise, surprise, he actually did pay for the bill. He probably did feel sorry for me. He dropped.
Doug, go ahead.
Morning, Doug. Greensboro, between 12 and 3 today. Hold on, let me check if someone took it. No. Okay.
I'm in North Carolina attending a funeral.
Oh, okay, so you're not available.
Not
no
today.
problem.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes.
You crazy couldn't have been me comments to yourself, because you never know until you're in the situation. A year ago, I had a feeling that my husband was seeing somebody else. So like any good investigator, I grabbed his phone and I checked it. And my husband has two phones because he's an entrepreneur. He has an Android and an iPhone. The iPhone to a cheater is like gold. So many locks, so many different things. An Android to a cheater is perfect for the person that's finding out that he's cheating. There's certain features on the Android that allow me step by step his location, everything that he was doing throughout the week and the day. So I seen this particular location in a section in Albany in Philly where he was there every single day for 2 weeks. Granted, he told me he was going to work. Now, remember I told you he's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur too. I'm super busy. I'm taking care of my dad. He has cancer. I have children. I run a business. I have family. Like my niece just had a baby. Like my sister had a baby. Like I'll be really busy. And I didn't have time to check over him. Like if you say you're going to work, go to work. Like make some money. Thanks. But
all right, first of all, before we get to the story time, I just want to say welcome back to the channel. Now listen.
And just went to bed real mad. Now we get into the text-free number. The next day was Saturday. I go to work like normal. We had a lot of parties that were booked. Everything was cool. I'm sitting in my office and I get this call on my work phone. So I answered it. Hello, thank you for calling Sugar and Spice Kitties, blah, blah, blah. Somebody on the other line says, Leash? Is this Leash? Is this Leash? And she just kept saying, is this Leash? But her phone was acting weird and it was kind of breaking up a little bit. So the first thing is in my mind is that we were just talking about this girl last night and she just called me because she's playing on my phone. So I called the number back. It was a text now number. Oh, the number you reached is not reachable, whatever. I texted, it turned green, and I realized that it was a fake number. So I called her and said, hey, did you just call me? She said, I didn't call you. Who is this? Who is this? I didn't call you. I said, you just called my work phone. And she said, no, I didn't call your work phone. And I'm like, you just called my work phone. But whatever, if you're saying you didn't call my work phone, then have a great day. I apologize. So my store manager walks into my office. We're talking about some work related stuff and my phone rings again. I say, yeah, hello, thank you for calling Sugar and Spice. And the girl's like, Leash? Like, hello. And I'm like, yes, I knew that was you that called me. I didn't just call you. So one, why are you calling me Leash? First of all, you don't know me like that. And only my friends and family call me Leash. So you're not neither. So she says, no, I didn't call you. But what makes you think that it's okay for you to call me? And I said, excuse me? I said, so that wasn't you that just called me from a text-free number? And she says, oh, no, that was not me. I don't even have one of those. Baby girl, you do. Because that's how you're texting my husband, off of text-free numbers. He's texting you off them. You're texting him off of them. So come on. So I excuse myself from my office and go back into my stock room. And at that point, I start asking her questions like, look, I don't know what's going on here, but can you just tell me what the heck is going on with you and my husband and why he was arguing with you last night? Because I'm pretty sure that was you on the phone. She tries to play all dumb, like she don't know what argument I'm talking about. I said, he wasn't yelling at you last night and told you that you was insulting his...
Go ahead, man.
Hi, Douglas. I have an electric dryer Mesa that's heating in Greensboro between 12 and 3. Would you be interested?
Right. I'm in a funeral in North Carolina.
Oh. Okay. When are you coming?
Hang on. Hello, Mr. McKinney?
Yes, is this Mr. Monroe? How are you?
Hey, how can I help you?
I've got I was hoping you could come out and check on an issue on my refrigerator. I had it's called a flapper spring, and it's popped off. I've ordered a new one, and hopefully it's the right one. The flapper spring that popped off, it looked like it's still in place.
Right.
It's a little spring that goes inside the inner door to help for the seal. It'll flip back and forth.
What city are you in, Mr. McKinney? I'm driving.
Oh, okay. Let me text you my address.
No, what city are you in?
Smyrna.
You're in Smyrna?
Yes.
Possibly. You need my help, or you need me to come out?
It's not a rush. So I can text you my address.
Who makes the refrigerator with the problem?
LG.
LG. And the little flapper that opens to let the ice drop has popped off.
No, it's not the ice. It's just the left. It's a side by side, and the left door, the piece that
long little plastic thing that's got a spring attached to it. It's called a mullion.
Yeah.
The mullion.
Yeah, it's inside the
left
door.
The left
part.
door. Yeah, and it's a death door piece that aligns with the cabinet.
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
That's it.
Now you need to. You're saying that the spring is not physically broken?
It just popped out. So what happened was about a year ago, it broke, and me and a friend of mine, I ordered one, and me and a friend of mine, we helped put it in.
Right.
But it didn't feel like it was working right, although it did okay.
Okay.
And then just a couple of days ago, the whole spring just popped out. I don't know how it popped out without being broken.
Yeah.
But I ordered a new one.
Do you have the part number that's on the bag of the new one?
Yes.
Put that part number in YouTube.
Okay.
And then they'll walk you through it on video.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay.
If you can't get it, then give me a call. We'll set something up. But I think you should get it watching the video.
Okay. Okay. You got. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye bye.
On me, okay? Keep all y'all.
The beginning, yes, he did manipulate her.
You don't have to explain anything. I said, I know everything. He said, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Like, he started getting all hyper. And I know that when I try to tell him something and he starts getting hyper and his voice starts elevating, that means that he's about to say a bunch of lies and he's about to do his grand exit. And sure enough, as I'm trying to talk to him and tell him I know everything, he's telling me I'm lying and none of this is true. So whatever, he starts yelling and just gets out the car and slams the door. I know exactly what he did. He got in that car and he blew that girl up. I know he did. He grabbed his phone as soon as he got in the car. And as I drove off, I started beeping my horn saying, Shada! I went home and went into my room and I'm pacing back and forth, pacing back and forth, pacing back and forth. As I'm pacing, I'm like crying, then I'm mad. Then I start walking, then I sit, then I stand, then I'm walking, then I'm pacing again. As I'm in the middle of pacing, I hear my dog barking. And when my dog starts barking, that means somebody is at the door. I knew exactly who was at the door. Next thing you know, he's coming in my room. He has the nerves to come in my room and grab his slippers, takes off his shoes and proceeds to put on his slippers. It took everything in me not to knock his head off. But I keep everything cool because in my head, I don't even have no tussle in me. Like, the old me would have just tussled and start.
And that's how you know that you're done with the whole relationship.
Don't behave the same. New black money will jump on any poor white girl and make her a billionaire, Tiger Woods. Rich white woman Rich white money doesn't operate that way. No interracial relationship is acceptable because we have too many black women who are unmarried. Black women are the largest population on the planet Earth. If you can't find one in America, get it from Africa. If you can't get it from Africa, go to the Caribbean, go to Canada, go to Europe. Why would a black man need to copulate, build a family with anything other than a black woman when you have so many black women available? It is an exercise in self-hatred. There's no way to get around it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Yeah, of course. Why white women over black women?
They just look better.
Like all of them?
Yeah, like generally.
Have you ever gave a black woman the chance?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Terrible.
So,
yeah.
And that was just then?
Yeah, so I was like, never again. Never.
So what race is the better race?
White.
Why white?
It's just the look better, just everything better. Everything, literally everything.
Every way?
Every way.
So what is one thing you would change about the black community?
Stop being so ignorant. Like legit. That's like the biggest, just the attitude, terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you guys know.
Y'all need to come to the yard. Everywhere you walk, they call you a princess. Mi reina, princesa, bella. They call you everything. Adiós, mami. A mí me dicen hasta mami aquí. Me dicen mami, mi amor, de todo. ¿No verdad? Tú viste.
I don't lie, but y'all done heard me say this before. It's something about Hispanic women that be having against weak. This is honest to God truth. You know, I'll be keeping it real with y'all. The one thing is though, I have never seen a nigga get in a relationship with a Hispanic woman and leave the same way he came in. Some type of mental distress came with that. PTSD.
Well. Who is this? Look at you, Brandon. Who is this? Excuse me. I'ma just sit down with y'all.
What y'all doing? Y'all turning, hoping she disappear?
If we don't look at it, she gonna leave. Who is this, Brandon? Who is this, Brandon? I can see you. You wanna? Now I can see her. Excuse me. Are y'all? Is this supposed to be a date or something? This is cute. Chips, salsa. Okay, look.
I never understand going out in public with your side thing. I ain't gonna lie, you might take it to the hotel or something, take it to the motel, you do what you gotta do. And I'm not promoting extracurricular activities on your girlfriend or your boyfriend. But going on dates like that, risking other people seeing you, it's not even about your girlfriend or your boyfriend seeing you. Other people will see you. You deserve to get caught. You bold as hell.
This car is literally driving itself. There is nobody in it. We at Whitco. I'm gonna move out the way because it's driving itself. It's literally driving itself. It's driving itself. Move out the way. The car is driving itself. Move, it's driving. Nobody is in it. Yeah, move
when
out
you're
the way.
fresh
Move
out of
the
jail.
way, y'all. It's driving itself by itself. Move out the way, y'all. Move out the way. Please, y'all, move out the way.
Of course, we all know that Teslas drive themselves. Me personally, do I trust these cars that drive themselves? No. No, I don't. I don't even trust driving with other humans. Why in the world would I put my life in the hands of a machine?
Now, if we gonna talk about it, we gonna talk about it for real, and we gonna be honest, right? There's a man out there right now that has called his wife's phone multiple times. She didn't answer. She gonna walk in the house in a couple of hours and say that her phone died.
Yep.
He gonna smell that man on his wife. But because he loves this woman, he don't want to leave her. He doesn't want to break up the home and the family that he's worked hard to build. He's not going to bring it up. He's gonna suffer in silence. It's a man right now looking at his 3 kids and seeing a noticeable difference between that baby and them 2 oldest. But they all got his last name, and what he doesn't want to do is risk losing his other 2 children because he's asked about this baby, so he's gonna raise all them kids together. It's a man out there right now that has sacrificed his dreams, sold his motorcycle to buy her the brand new family car so she can ride nice. Whole time she is driving that really nice Suburban to her side dude's house. And he has now seen this car in an area it ain't supposed to be in, but because he is too embarrassed
because he doesn't want to deal with the humiliation, because he knows somewhere it's going to be turned around and twisted on him because you wasn't giving me enough attention at home. Even though this man had been working 12, 14-hour days to pay for that Suburban, he is just going to suffer in silence. He don't want the drama. Let's just be honest. Women cheat better than men do. So the reason why you don't see a lot of men having to suffer through the ridicule is because women don't get caught the same way that men get caught. And men have to deal with the public humiliation of, man, you wasn't handling business at home.
At one point in time, I used to believe that. I used to believe that women cheat better than men. But you know what? I think that men are better side pieces than women. It's up for discussion. At some point in time, if you got a side piece, let's say you're a man. At some point in time, if you have a side piece, she's gonna catch feelings. She's gonna be trying to replace your main girl. Ladies, can we agree on that? At some point in time, these Jezebels that chose to be the side piece, that knew what she signed up for, she gonna be trying to be the main. And when she realizes that she can't be the main, she gonna do little things to try to mess y'all situation up. And usually that's how y'all get caught. Unless you just do something stupid and go out in public and then a family member see you or your girl's friends see you and now you're exposed, you know, then you deserve to get exposed. But usually it's the side piece who start making things hot. Now if you a man and you messing with some chick and she got a dude, you're not trying to replace that. You ain't trying to have the responsibilities of dealing with this heifer, especially if you know that she capable of cheating. Come on now. All you trying to do is get in and get out. Get in, get your rocks off, send her back home in an Uber. Let him deal with all that emotional shit. So if we take that into consideration, it's not that women cheat better, it's just that the dude that she's cheating with knows how to play his part.
So they would rather keep those secrets and those questions buried deep. And in my opinion, if you ever see a man out with his family and he just looks absolutely empty, it's because he knows he's not loved in that household. He knows that he is not appreciated. He knows his wife is cheating. He knows that baby ain't his, but he knows he can't leave. Because some kind of way, he's still gonna be the bad guy, even though she was the one that stepped out.
Facts. Coming from somebody who has been the side piece, that's a fact. My white nigga pulled a gun on me.
I didn't do anything!
Look at the run! You know what I want to see? I want to see the video of how she was acting when she pulled that gun out. I want to see the energy. Hear me out. I love to see the transition in energy when somebody do something and then they suffer the repercussion. Is that bad? I don't believe in the whole, what you call that thing? Oh, hold on. Babe! Can you come, please?
Yes?
What, is your name, babe?
No.
Your name, babe?
No. You just say. You just say.
No. Now you making excuses for that man. Ran up in here so quick. What you call that? What you call the thing with the Libras and Zodiac sign? Ah. So look, here, look at this, right? And I feel, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm finna say. That's a lot of noise, but I was saying that I want to see the video before this, when she first pulled the gun out, to see that energy.
Oh, you know it was Karen energy, strong Karen.
Strong. right? Now, when I put those two and then this, that'll be satisfying to me. And I was finna say, I know how you be saying that because I'm a Libra. I like to see justice.
Justice served.
Yeah, I was making the connection. I don't believe in that shit though, but.
Only your zodiac. I'm proud of you. Like, you know, I was thinking about the ways that I rub off on you.
Oh my God.
In the best ways, and it has nothing to do with.
All right, look, bro. Come on, go ahead. You can sit down and talk. Because all I see is the bottom half of your face. What cartoon was it where they see the bottom half of somebody's face?
Cartoon Network. One of the Powerpuff characters.
Oh, the lady, Miss.
Oh, yeah, she was bad.
She was bad. She was thick.
Yeah.
Cut this part video because
Bro, where the hell all these snake videos coming from? The universe must be trying to tell me something. Everybody decided to send a snake video? Oh, you gonna put your hand up? Playing with y'all? Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Boy, I'd have shitted myself. Whoa. Hell no. And oh my God. I'm not a fan of snakes, in case you can't tell. This video is messing with my anxiety. That man got balls of steel. I definitely couldn't work for that company. The first time they call us out, I'm gonna get fired because that bitch gonna get away.
I'm 34 years old. I ain't got no friends. I ain't got no boyfriend. And thank God I ain't got no kids. And baby, I'm alive and I'm well and I'm fine. And one day the right guy will come along. And if he doesn't, I'm okay with that too.
When I see videos like this, I'm torn. The reason I'm torn is you are a beautiful young lady. I am pretty sure it's a man out there that'll give you the world. My thing is, hear me out now. Don't become one of them dog moms, cat moms. You know, don't become one of those. That's when you know you're destined for. Hold on. Before I start. See, this is what I was saying. This is exactly what I was saying. Just as I suspected, she's a dog mom. Anytime I see women who are just, oh, I'm a cat lady, I'm a dog. You know what though? I feel as though the cat ladies are different. It's a different type of strange. You just toxic as. That's my honest to God truth. Single women who don't have a man, who don't have kids, and they just have a whole bunch of cats. You a witch, you know, and you better off single. You better off with them cats. Even though I don't like dogs, because I don't speak dog, and I think dogs are unpredictable as well, I have a little bit of sympathy for them. I feel as though deep down they want kids. Deep down, you know, they want to have a family. Imagine you watching all my videos, laughing your ass off, but you still ain't subscribed. I'm asking nicely. Don't make me ask you again.
What's your name? You said what? I know I was talking to her. She's my sister, so when you're talking to her, you're talking to me too. I know I was talking to you. Why are you tripping for? You're tripping on me, okay? Now you always my sister, like, what are you tripping for?
If you try to talk to somebody's sister and they hit you with the, nah, she good, bro. I feel as though you need to respect it. Think about it this way. If you have a sister, you're going to want to protect her at all costs. So you can't blame him for being a protective brother.
What are you tripping for, bro? Okay, I don't want no friend. Why you trying to talk to my sister? It's my sister. Well, why? What are you getting mad for? Hear me, I never told you to shut up. You said, I'm not talking to you, which means shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. I did say that. You did? That's what I'm saying. I know. I didn't say shut up, though. I said I'm talking to the sister. It's over. What are you tripping for, bro?
Listen to me. Yes, he's being overprotective, but I would have understood it, dog. I don't have a sister. You know, my sister passed away as a baby. You know, I think she was alive for like 2 weeks, then she passed away. But I've been out with my friends who have sisters. When I was in high school, one of my best friends, his sister was in our school. When we found out that she started dating Muff, we was on their case. So what's your plans with my man's sister? Huh? What's your intentions right now? I don't blame him for trying to protect his little sister.
Hey, so I text my little brother's son this morning, right? He responded back, SYBAU. So I'm like, what's this new fancy word he talking about? Sabu, Sabar, something. I looked this junk up. Man, he telling me shut my bitch ass up. What? Alright, that's cool. That's cool. You got me with that one, fam. You got me with that one. It's cool.
If me and you texting, don't text me none of that bullshit. Don't do that. The most I know is LOL, LM. WTF. That's, yeah, I'm too old for all this new shit. I don't understand, bro. You that lazy to write the words out? Imagine that, dog. We got autocorrect. So all you gotta do is type 2 letters into the words and the phone might guess it for you. At least my phone, they give me options. We can't even do that, huh? We cut it down to 1 letter.
Everybody can do it.
Yo, she said do it. Hold on now, Brad.
Record this shit. Record this shit. I got bass on. We do it again. You're jumping in 90s.
Brad, you know damn well white man can't jump. They ain't gonna like that. It's a joke. It's a joke. One of the top dunkers in the world is white.
We've been friends for a while, but he's just not my type, right? So I'm not saying he's not my type and I just won't give him a chance. Like, he's just not attracted to me at all, right? But we're friends. Like, he vents to me, I'll tell him things, whatever. Okay, he wants to go on a trip. And I'm like, all right, sure. Like, I want to travel more in 2025, so what's up? But I know he likes me. He sees me in that way, right? So in the past, like, okay, let's go eat, whatever. And then that's it, that's all. But he's like, yeah, like, let's go on a trip. I will pay for the rental. I will pay for the room. I will pay for, like, you know, if we go out, I will pay for us to eat. The only thing you have to do is pay for your ticket. So I'm like, cool. Mind you, I've known him for like 4 years and I've never led him on, but I didn't want him doing all this and then expecting something to happen on the trip. So I'm like, okay, respectfully, we're better off as friends. I think you're cool, but I don't see us, you know, being anything more than that. And I'm not the type of female to like use somebody. Like, if it's not it, it's not it. So I let him know that. And I said, I'll let you decide if you still want to go on the trip. Because honestly, you can get a room and then I can sleep in one bed, you can sleep in the other. And don't be mad if somebody on the trip is trying to talk to me, right? Like, you're my cousin. Sit down, have a seat. But I was like, I'll let you decide. I'm thinking, okay, this is the mature thing of me to do. Because why would I sit here and like force myself to, like, you know what I mean, hook up or be with somebody that I don't want to be with, right? That's just a waste of time. Like, we can travel and make memories, but that's it, that's all. So tell me why he deleted me. On Facebook, Snapchat, didn't even text back. Like, again, I'm trying to be mature, but you can't even be a grown-ass man and, like, say anything. And I'm pretty sure he blocked my number, like.
Oh, man. I didn't think it was going to turn around like that, but good for him. Good for him. You know, it's funny how often we hear these type of situations with women speaking about their male friends and these sort of situations, and they don't realize how they sound. Speaking about a guy who they knew very much was into them on more than a friendship level, but they were not into that guy. They weren't attracted to the guy that they want to be in an intimate relationship with the man. It was never going to happen, but yet and still, they still choose to remain in contact and be friends with the guy, which sounds a lot more like I'll keep him around for the attention that he gives me because that's what he's giving her. And the fact that I know he wants
her phone and attempted to drive away. To stop him, she rammed her vehicle into his. The arriving officer detained the Hispanic male for questioning.
It looks like another car's rammed this Tahoe right here. Who called? What's going on?
This person went in my car and grabbed my phone, slammed my phone on the floor, and I tried to get behind him so he wouldn't take my phone because I don't know how to get back in. He just stole my phone.
Who's the Camaro?
Mine.
So you ran your car into it?
No, I was trying to park. I was trying to like get behind him, and he was gonna get in the car. He has my phone in his hand.
Yeah. Okay. Do me a favor. Okay. Turn around. Okay. Till we figure out what's going on. Okay. Who's? That's your phone?
Yeah.
All right. Just leave it there for just a second, okay? Come here. Let's sit in my car real quick. Car. Okay? Yeah, okay. All right. I'll be back. I'll talk to you in a second. Okay. Okay. 10-4, 41, are you still going to be tied up on that shoplifting? Thank you. Okay. Tell them you'll call them back.
All right, bye.
What happened?
I was about to get something from the store.
Okay.
And he was parked next to me, and he went in.
Where were you parked initially?
I was parked next to the
Tahoe?
Yes, I parked right there. I was about to get something from the store because I'm about to take my kids. He about to go to his friend's house. I parked there, and he's saying I go to this Spanish place. He said he recognizes me and stuff. So he went inside my car, and he's like, "Why you haven't been responding to my text messages?"
Do you know this guy?
No, I don't know him. I have people that trying to talk to me. I have people.
So you don't know him any more than you know me?
No.
Okay.
And he goes inside my car. He was like,
"While you're inside it?"
Yes. While I'm inside my car.
So you're in the driver's seat. He just opens up the passenger door?
Yes. He recognized me, or I guess he recognized me.
Thinks he recognizes you? Okay.
Yeah. And he went inside my car. He was like, "Why you haven't been answering my calls and stuff?" And then I said, I just don't even know him like that. I was just shocked. And then he got mad, and I was telling him to get out my car. He grabbed my phone, and he was like, "Okay, since you don't recognize me," he threw my phone on the floor. And then I said, "You can't take my phone." I tried to park my car behind his truck so he wouldn't, because he was about to walk off. Y'all can look at the cameras and everything. He was about to walk off with my car, with my phone. And as I'm trying to park, I guess I hit him or whatever. And he had these.
So you hit him, and he never moved his car?
I was trying to park behind him.
So he took your phone, went to walk off, and then what?
No, he was trying to like get in the car in his truck or whatever. to take my. He was just running off with my phone.
And then you backed out and then backed into the car, and then went forward into the car?
Yeah, so he wouldn't go off with my phone because I don't know how to get home. I don't know how to do nothing without my phone. I'm sorry, I'm still nervous.
So, where do you stay at?
I stay like in Windsor Parkview on Chambers Road.
Okay.
He didn't want to give me my phone, and I tried to park. I hit his car, I guess, or I guess I hit his car.
Okay, so you hit the car. So that damage on the back side of the car, that's old.
Yeah, that's old.
Okay.
He was running off with me. I was like,
Do you have your ID? Can you get it for me, please? So,
I'm just scared because I don't even know him like that.
do you have a driver's license?
I have a picture on my phone.
Can you see that, please? He's detained in the back of the car right now. I believe he only speaks Spanish. Apparently, he thought he recognized her. Opens up her car door, reaches in there, grabs her phone, then throws it on the ground.
Okay.
She backs out because I guess he's trying to take off and prevents him from leaving and ends up hitting his car.
When her trying to leave, she ends up hitting his car?
No. Apparently, he tried to leave. She tried to block him in.
He tried to leave it with my car. He says that he knows me from, because sometimes I go to this